Greetings, YouTube. Sometimes I'm having a really passionate, vocal conversation with a friend or an alliance mate or somebody, and I'm like, man, I'm so riled up about this. I just got to make this a video. Because that's the awesome thing about having a YouTube channel. It doesn't really matter about the clicks. It really doesn't matter about the number of subscribers or views or even... and I say this as somebody that isn't depending on YouTube, of course, for paying my rent, even to a certain extent revenue. What matters is that, unlike the Kabam forums, which oftentimes silence immediately people who have any kind of opinion that is against what they want, even if that opinion is constructive, a YouTube channel allows you to have your own voice immediately published freely without censorship. Obviously, there are some exceptions, especially if you're breaking YouTube community rules. But in general, like, if I put this comment that I'm about to say on the Kabam forums, I probably would get banned. But now, not so much. Kabam wants us to get super hyped up about the black ISO market changes. Because right now, though who knows, maybe there's some more to come, we've got this new black ISO market currency. You can see I've got 9 in the bottom right available after this week. 32 gets you the 4-star, though. I think we'll all get the 4-star pretty soon, or most of us, I should say. Those of you who have reached out to me have told me that when you bought the black ISO store or renewed your subscription this week, you automatically saw the 4-star, the new Scarlet Witch is a 4-star, pop into your in-game inbox. So, pretty cool. I have not, because my Black ISO store is weird. I get invitations to do it when there's still like 70 days left. So you can see I have 91 days left on my subscription. 90 days from now. That's July, August, September. Mid-September? Maybe not quite mid-September, but that's when mine runs out as of now. That's how much I've paid through. I don't know if that makes me a good planner or just flat out pathetic. But yeah, we've got the Scarlet Witch. We've got, most importantly, the 6-star Scarlet Witch. But YouTube, from what I can tell, she's okay, right? I mean, she's probably okay in some utility ways that Platinum Pool or Gold Pool are okay, maybe even Kang, or what I call him, Wang, with the right synergies. Who knows, Thanos maybe too. But when you think about trophy champs, meaning the champions you're buying or trying to open that are trophies only available in limited content in the game, you're thinking more about the bragging rights of having that champion than you are about the overall utility of them clearing content as your MVP in side quest, general quest, alliance war, etc. But this is something that is really on my heart right now, because even though Kabam's trying to say that this new Scarlet Witch is really where the hype is, I am blessed to have hoarded a ton of crystals. I have in my inventory right now 157 tier 4 class catalyst crystals, the fully formed, and almost 2,000. I might have to scroll back up, but almost 2,000 of the tier 4 class catalyst fragment crystals. There you can see them, 1,900. This has allowed me to oftentimes see what happened to me today in my overflow. If you see the bottom, I've got 3 Mystic, 3 Mutant, and 3 Cosmic Tier 4 class Catalyst in my overflow. Now, hopefully in a month, it'll be past July 4th, and maybe, just maybe, I'll need those to take up some 5 or 6-star champions that I haven't opened yet to rank 5, to rank 2, to rank 3, etc. But my point is, the inventory caps, as we see them for Catalyst right now, make 0 sense. They have improved the tier 4, but I still think it's time they improve those at least another 5 to 25. It's certainly time that they take the tier 4 basic and make that about 25. But the worst of the worst, in something that makes as much sense as nothing, is the Tier 1 Alpha. You can hoard 5 more Tier 2 Alpha than you can hoard Tier 1 Alpha. Even though it takes way more Tier 1 Alpha to rank up a champion than Tier 2, especially starting with even rank 1 to rank 2 5 stars. I also want to let you know that I am a victim of the algorithm just as all of you are. I showed you that half of the 6 classes in the game, 3 out of 6 of the classes on my inventory currently are maxed out. I have 11 out of 20 tech, but then I've got 20 out of 20 mystic, 19 out of 20 science, so almost 4 out of 6. 20 out of 20 mutant, and 20 out of 20 cosmic. But check out my skill. See, the problem, and it's kind of the evil genius of it, is you can have all of your classes maxed out but one, because let's say you're like my man Triumphant and you finally pull a 6-star Apocalypse or a 5-star Apocalypse. You blink and suddenly you've gone from having all those Tier 1 Alphas maxed out or Tier 4 class cows, that specific class. If you don't have rank up gems, you've just depleted almost all or all of your inventory. And when you open Tier 4 class catalyst crystals or Tier 4 class catalyst selectors, you're not going to land on the class you need. In fact, you're going to land on every other class, it seems like. And Kabam has acknowledged over the years, ever since I started this almost 4 years ago, that they're doing this because they're trying to protect what they call the economy of the game, which is that they know every account has certain needs. This is why it's so easy and frustrating to get the same class of 5-star Awakening Gem over and over and over again. The game tracks how many you have in your inventory. They track all of your past purchases. They have even patents that give them the legal right to do this. We've gone over that in the past 4 years on this channel. So if Kabam wants to sell more Black ISO Store subscriptions, they also need to update the inventory caps, because the Tier 1 Alpha is pathetic. The Tier 4 class and basic needs an upgrade as well. And then on top of that, I just got to say it. The algorithm is still here to screw you over. And I get that that is intentional, because if you get screwed over, that's going to force you to pay, and they're a for-profit company after all. If your crystals always gave you what you needed and you already had them in your inventory, why would you need to buy more crystals or buy more units to acquire crystals? I get all that. I'm not saying that Kabam shouldn't have that be the strategy. I'm just saying, instead of focusing on a new paywall Scarlet Witch, why not make inventory caps evolve, especially since the goal they're saying now is to even start to leave behind, even though we covered this today on the channel, 5-star champs and go to 6 stars, and how stupid, honestly, for so many summoners that is. But let's just assume, for the sake of argument, you've got all the 6 stars you want to rank up, and you just need the resources. Well, the resources and the inventory caps are still calculated for really 5 stars and not 6 stars. Just like, even though it was a quote-unquote buff, the level up event is heavily geared towards taking 5 stars to rank 2 more than it is 6 stars to rank 2. And the list goes on and on. We could spend 20 minutes, but we're not going to do that, talking about all those discrepancies in the game. So, yes, a real Black ISO Store, making the inventory caps higher, and also having a chance, even if it's just once per week, you're giving us Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 class catalyst selectors. If they gave a Tier 4 class catalyst selector, even if it was a trade-in, the old trade-in of 3-to-1 or 2-to-1, I have a feeling a lot of people would jump on board that, and that would help the value. So stop pretending like Tier 4 class catalyst selectors shouldn't be possible, especially when you're paying the money for it. Bring it to the game, evolve it, and be pro player for the community that's still keeping the lights on at your Canadian headquarters.